Did you know the Pooh Shiesty release date was just leaked by his mother on Facebook? He's being released despite committing a serious armed robbery, flexing it online, and fleeing from police in a jet.
The barrage of sending 2 people to the hospital, and it lands a rapper in jail. 7 Sheldon Fox with the exclusive.
Police and prosecutors say Pooh Shiesty was part of the group that ended up in this parking lot that October afternoon where the flew, and it happened right across the street from the police department and town hall here in Bay Harbor Islands.
As DJ Akademiks tweeted, Pooh Shiesty is at a halfway house. He's going to be home soon, as he was lucky enough to have his lawyers secure him a proffer deal to have him released in 2025. Many rappers looked at it as snitching, but his friend Big 30 defended him on Instagram Live.
My mama, if you see some paperwork, my mama, I do whatever y'all tell me to do, cause my eyebrows, mustache, hair, I throw my chains in the river and jump in and if Shiesty snitch. Go home, take one to the. I ain't got no rat.
Rappers dissed him for snitching, but didn't know the truth behind his case, because even Akademiks was explaining how his jail situation isn't normal.
Salute to Pooh Shiesty, who looked like he's absolutely chilling in jail. My boy got a little Richard Millie, you know what I mean? Got the haircut all right. You know what I mean?
They be playing Fortnite Mobile.
In jail? Oh, he got the Timbs on. They look fresh as well. Yo, this so chilling in prison. He got 2 watches. Like, you know what I mean? Like, 2 watches, not even 1.
But to understand his official release date, it's important to learn the latest update in his case, because crime documents reveal Shiesty and his friends set up a meeting for high-end sneakers and narcotics. On camera, you can see Pooh Shiesty arriving to the meet driving a bright green McLaren. While he waited for the seller's arrival, Shiesty and his boy created a plan to steal the items if the cost was too much. Once the seller got there, Shiesty began doing a legit check on the high-end sneakers, which gave his friend a chance to get into position for the robbery. While the deal was going down, Shiesty began trying to negotiate on the price of the goods, but the seller wasn't budging. With Shiesty not getting his way and getting heated, he decided he'd pull off the robbery, as we saw Shiesty grabbing a firearm from out of his waistband. Immediately, the 2 sellers began trying to duck behind their car for cover, but they were too slow, cause Shiesty ended up hitting both of them, one in the backside and one in the hip. While Shiesty was taking care of the sellers, his friend grabbed the sneakers and narcotics and threw them into the McLaren while hopping into the passenger seat. Shiesty gives a couple more looks towards the sellers to make sure they aren't trying to pull anything, jumps in his car and slams the door shut before speeding off. The only issue with this is the money he was going to buy the goods with were in his car's side door pocket. So when Shiesty slammed the door down before speeding off, a Louis Vuitton bag fit with $40,000 in cash fell onto the ground. With Shiesty in a rush, he didn't even realize the bag fell out and was focused on speeding away. So not only did Shiesty commit a crime to get the sneakers and narcotics for free, but he just made the robbery completely useless after losing his 40 grand in the bag. Not to mention, this bag later provided the feds with a lot of evidence on Shiesty, but more on that later. After speeding out of the parking lot, Shiesty went to the closest Miami airport and flew out in a private jet out of the state, although the feds caught up with Shiesty just a couple days later.
The town of Bay Harbor Islands says you're wanted with He's also charged with armed robbery, battery in their affidavit, saying the 2 left the state in a private jet. Once booked into jail, he bonded out for $30,000, and after being on bond for 2 months, he was arrested and had a court appearance.
Mr. Williams, you were arrested for pursuant to an arrest warrant. It was issued June 3rd. It's charging you. You have 2 attorneys here, or is it? I'm sorry, 2 attorneys in the state. Go ahead. You want to announce again?
Brad Cohen and Sam Zegny for the defendant.
All right. Have you had a chance to review?
Yes, Judge, we have.
But ultimately, Shiesty did his proffer deal, and Akademiks announced Pooh Shiesty sentenced to 63 months in prison. He was facing 8 years, as Shiesty was officially sentenced for 63 months on firearm charges and robbery, which many believed his sentence was too small, as Akademiks couldn't even believe it when he found out.
And I think he's coming home like next year, maybe the year after. However, it looked like he's, taking responsibility of whatever happened and doing his time, not crying, clearly trying to let people know he's straight. And I do think when he comes back out, granted, as long as it's not like too far from now, if he comes back in a year, he's good. I still think even within 2 weeks.
Shiesty's mother even wrote on her Facebook page saying, "It's over." However, with Shiesty getting into a lot of crime, many fans and rappers called him out for trying to boost his rap career with a criminal case. However, Shiesty's been doing this his whole life. It's just that now he has money and fame, yet continues to do it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, look, Pooh Shiesty was probably the biggest artist that he signed in recent memory. But Pooh Shiesty had a history of crimes before he ever signed to Gucci. It ain't like, you know, he was like a school and Gucci suddenly put him in a bad direction. No, he was already doing it. Gucci wasn't around when he was doing all the crazy that they got him locked up for. It just is what it is.
Pooh Shiesty's in prison right now for somebody in the ass with a go while sitting inside of a McLaren.
Yeah.
Some Grand Theft Auto shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's who he was before that. So it's like, that ain't a surprise. And Gucci ain't gonna tell you like he can't just change who you are as a person. So it's like, you know, but people come up with the conspiracy theories and the life insurance, whatever.
Although the main reason for Shiesty's smaller prison sentence is because of the proffer deal he created with the feds. While at first making a deal with the feds sounds like he snitched, in reality, all he did was snitch on himself. He told the judge and prosecutors how he committed the crime with details of how he fled from police and ordered the private jet. Because a judge will reward any criminal who is willing to make the trial process as easy as possible, saving everybody their time. But the last thing they made Shiesty do was outline the mistakes he made. Because the first mistake he made was committing an armed robbery right beside a police station. The video footage of the crime going down is recorded from a police station's camera. So once firearms were heard in the area, the police were quick to get on scene. With law enforcement immediately knowing the location of the crime, they pulled their security camera footage to get a jump on the investigation. But more importantly, with the police arriving on scene so fast, they were the ones to pick up the Louis Vuitton bag with money. The feds had a couple tips from the public on who might have been behind the crime, so they checked out Shiesty's Instagram. The feds downloaded a few pictures of Shiesty flexing money across his body, and with creative detective work, they found out that the serial numbers on the money from Shiesty's Instagram matched the serial numbers on the bills in the Louis Vuitton bag. But this leads us to the biggest mistake of all, because not only did the money from Shiesty's Instagram match up, but Shiesty literally posted a selfie of himself with the McLaren that he committed the armed robbery with, as he posted the photo of himself with the car on the same day he did the crime. However, rappers, despite everything, kept calling Shiesty a snitch. This gave Shiesty a bad rep in the game, so in order to respond back, Shiesty sent out a message from jail, calling out his ops for disrespecting him and that he's the one on top still. King Shiesty tapping in from the middle of the penitentiary. I remain untouched. I have millions in double digits. Tell Google to fix my net worth. We can verify that right now. I'm locked up, not messed up. I was 21 up 8 figures. Jay-Z can't even relate to my money. Stop playing with my name before I buy one of you for sale. You guys aren't anything. I put on this stuff every day, twice on Sundays. I'm on the same stuff from Tokyo to Tennessee. I never got scared that no one ever played with me. When I was free or in jail, I'm still the man of Memphis, the king no matter what jungle. Slick is almost the same man, just a little more powerful. But talking about Baby Larry, how did you let a man in the feds outdo you? You can't beat me. You need your hands in the game before you do something with me. For my fans, supporters, and loved ones holding me down every day, keep it solid. I promise it doesn't go unnoticed. I see everything and have something special for all of y'all. The rest of you guys are done. Keep hating, false advertising, backbiting, and counting me out. It's up and stuck like a treehouse. I'm touching down. I got a chip on my shoulder. I'm going 100% on you guys. Shiesty remained standing tall while on the inside, but we even saw him share this message in an interview.
Really when I got signed, but I'm gonna tell you before I got signed, like breaking news. The verse on breaking news made everybody go crazy, and folks started saying I'm their favorite rapper already, so I'm gonna stop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just made me go harder.
So the success kind of gave you the confidence to really keep it up?
Yeah, they rocking with me for sure.
Man.
It's in my first verse.